All right then, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Crypto Space. So in today's video, we are going to cover BTC, its recent price action, couple of different interesting charts for BTC. We are going to cover alts and of course a little bit of news, and we are going to see what is going on in the world. So if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and a quick disclaimer that this video is not a financial advice. And now let's hop into BTC. So what a volatility, guys, that we are experiencing. Basically, this is a 4-hourly time frame, BTC price of as low as 59k. To be honest with you, I was anticipating that we are going to touch, that blue line, which is sitting at 57,000 USD. That will be the next technical support for BTC. However, we have stopped at the moment, and now we have reclaimed that resistance, which became our support of level of 64k for BTC. So the question is this the end of the correction, or we can expect more volatility given the fact that the halving is just a couple of hours away pretty much, guys? So that's big, less than 24 hours, guys. And I'm not saying that after these 13 hours we are going to see huge prices for BTC. Of course the price is going to stagnate and we are going to see volatility. However, longer term, in let's say couple of weeks, couple of months, BTC is going to see much bigger levels in terms of the price. So let's first of all cover the news. All right, so breaking is Israeli missiles have hit a site in Iran. A senior US official tells ABC News this is believed to be the start of Israel's retaliation for the attack launched by Iran this week. The attack also targeted sites in southern Syria. So guys, we could see further escalation in terms of these not so great news, and that potentially be our black swan event. However, Bitcoin was built for these times of uncertainty. So even short term, if we are going to see dip, in case if we are going to see more escalation in terms of Iran, etc., then it's going to be just temporary anyways, because longer term BTC is going to thrive. And now if it comes to ETF inflows, we are sitting at 11.8 if it comes to BlackRock, and if it comes to Grayscale, we are negative 90 million USD. However, the selling pressure is not as severe as it was yesterday, and we are sitting at 4.3 million USD of outflows. So that's a little bit better than yesterday. And now if we are going to look at the whole market, basically all altcoins are pretty much experiencing that recovery on the daily, and that's great to see. And now let's check what Kraken's head of strategy has to say about Bitcoin's halving.
Where do you focus your attentions?
So for me, I think of the takeaways for the Bitcoin halving and falling into two different spectrums. Firstly, it underpins why we believe Bitcoin is the soundest form of money. There's a whole host of reasons why. On the demand side, things like global liquidity, 24/7, 365 market access, permissionless, censorship resistant, like all these nice qualities for why Bitcoin served as a good form of money. But on the supply side, how reliably can you plan around a currency? And Bitcoin, because of the halving, that there's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoin in existence. And so on the second part of the takeaway here is that this Bitcoin halving in particular, we celebrate it every roughly 4 years, but this one is the most symbolic, in my opinion, in Bitcoin's history, and even looking forward, because at a time when you have people who are looking at their conventional currencies, inflation, interest rates, and the economic environment that they live in, they see this alternative form of currency, Bitcoin, and it's something that has this really crisp story, this idea that as of tomorrow, when the halving takes place, 94% of all Bitcoins that will ever exist will have been mined. And less than 1%, we'll see less than 1% inflation in the circulating supply of Bitcoin going forward. So that's a really powerful story, I think, for people, yes, and why the halving is so important.
Thomas, there will be a big section of our audience watching thinking, what has this got to do with me? Is there a chance that they wake up in global financial markets, the world has been changed by this halving?
No, the halving in of itself isn't going to be a cataclysmic event. We're not talking about a rapture here. But what it is doing is it's reinforcing the narrative of Bitcoin as sound money. And in our opinion, the adoption of Bitcoin and of crypto takes time. This is something that is a very innovative technology. It's very different from how people use money today. And so this is something that's going to take place over 5, 10 years, 20 years, etc. And you're going to think of it as almost like a change in culture and a change in understanding of how people transact with one another. And so when we think about this halving in particular, nothing super special, but again, like an important milestone, particularly in this time and age. and we'd love to celebrate it.
So yes, basically there's not going to be a cataclysmic event in which, you know, in these 13 hours we are going to see Bitcoin above 100K. This is not what, you know, he's saying. Basically longer term, you know, things are going to change. And I would like to point out, not 5 and 10 years, of course, in 5-10 years, you know, like things are going to be much higher. However, you know, I would reckon that couple of months after the halving, we could see, you know, Bitcoin spiking towards. However, I do have a couple of charts that are actually signaling that not even couple of months. So first of all, shout out to El Crypto Prof. And now many people are expecting much lower prices, but I'm not. Let me show you why. BTC reclaimed the blue line last month. Now backtest. When this happened in 2012, 2016 and 2020, Bitcoin was just getting started. Only difference, now it happens before the halving. So guys, that is very, very bullish. And of course, we could see that monthly candle of, let's say, April and May, you know, on red. However, after the halving, this is where we can expect that only up territory for BTC. So another chart, guys. If you think BTC would be different from the previous cycle, then I would like to show you something. We saw consolidation around the all-time high in 2020, then the parabola. In 2024, we saw the same scenario. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm incredibly bullish, and I am incredibly bullish as well, guys, because if we are going to look at what BTC did in the last cycle, and when BTC got rejected from the previous all-time highs, after that sideways price action slash consolidation correction, whatever, we saw parabola for BTC. So the only difference is that this cycle we have closed above previous all-time highs, and of course, you know, there is that moment of sideways price action, consolidation, etc. However, if you are going to look at these two red lines, that's pretty much no-brainer, guys. And now some people like the Scalping Pro, so shout out to the Scalping Pro, are estimating that we could see peak around 240,000 USD. And now there is an inverse correlation between USDT dominance and Bitcoin. If you look at the dominance chart, it has been in a downtrend since the Bitcoin bottom, and it's recently broke below the 5% mark. Currently, the dominance is retesting the point of breakdown, which looks like a bearish retest. On the other hand, if you look at BTC, it has closed one of its highest weekly candles and it's testing its previous all-time high, which looks like a bullish retest. Yes, BTC is down about 19% from its recent highs, but this is very normal, and this cycle, we've already seen 4 such corrections between 20 to 23% since the bottom. There might be a bit more downside left, but selling now could be a mistake. If USDT dominance gets rejected and BTC holds its current levels, we might see another upward move soon. So guys, this is very bullish. You know, usually when everybody is pretty much scared, like yesterday, people were scared, people were selling, etc., and, you know, spreading negativity across social media, this is the time when you should be bullish, you know, when everybody is scared. And what we are seeing today, we are basically seeing that whole recovery of the market. And now if we are going to look at alts and what happened in the previous cycle, right? So let's have a look at that major level of support. In 2018 and 2021, altcoins have closed above that level, and then we have retested that level as a support, and after that retest we saw a huge parabola. So let's have a look what is happening at the moment, right? So exactly the same thing is happening. We are retesting that major level as a support, and after that we could expect a strong alt season. And now speaking about Bitcoin dominance, that of course includes altcoins. You can give up here or experience the biggest run in many years. USDT dominance broke through a trend line that has been intact for almost 6 years. MACD is showing very strong bearish momentum. This is just a backtest, full send afterwards. So guys, things are looking very, very bullish for crypto in general. And I'm not talking only about these, you know, 4-hourly candles or 1-day candles. I don't care about the short term, you know, the long picture is here. The altcoin season is right in the corner, and BTC halving obviously just in a couple of hours. And now guys, if it comes to pullback, we do have to be prepared for the next one, right? So let's first of all examine how many pullbacks we have experienced in the previous alt season, right? We had pullback number 1, pullback number 2, and this is something that we are currently experiencing right now, pullback number 2. And after that, altcoins saw another leg up and then slight pullback, and after that huge leg up and then fourth pullback, guys. So we are going to see next pullbacks most likely. I'm not so sure if they are going to be as severe as this one. However, we do have to be prepared for them, and you have to make sure that you are taking your profits along the way, guys. Alright then, that's it for today's video. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you are going to have a great day or evening wherever you are in the world. Peace and love, crypto.